My name's Alexandra Keith and I'm the agronomist at Bulmer Farms. My main role is to scout all the crops weekly and from that develop preventative spray programs and nutrition programs.
So my name's Daniel Hammond. I'm the General Manager of Growing here at Bulmer Farms. Under me I have two operational managers that manage all the seeding. Also I have a crop development manager that looks after all the irrigation requirements, all the nutrient requirements, fertilising and spraying. We're operating on around 450 to 500 hectares of land across 10 sites. All based here around Lindenow, within a radius of about 30 kilometres.
The impact of drought is mainly prevalent in summer. We can't irrigate the crops as much as we require to produce a consistent crop, which is particularly important in baby leaf. And if you don't put enough water on, you get an irrigation pattern, which makes it a nice wavy, uneven crop. And if you have a stressed plant from lack of water, it also makes it more susceptible to diseases and pests, which can then create another problem. We've had 2 really dry years where we've only received probably 2/3 of our annual average rainfall. We look like we're going into a third dry summer. Probably the biggest challenge around that is water security. Most of our water comes from the Mitchell River, which is an unregulated water source. So if it rains, there's water. If it doesn't, there's not. We have some farms are set up with water storages. Some farms have very reliable bores. So probably what we do is use the farms that have the lowest water security, use those on the shoulders, so spring and autumn. And where we're at the height of summer and the hardest periods, we stick to those farms with the most water securities. I think climate is one of the biggest factors facing agriculture as a whole. There is a long cyclical nature of climate over time, but I think we've definitely contributed to it in the last few hundred years. And I think part of the change is that this climate's just becoming more unpredictable, more variable. But I think we can still continue to grow products. We just need to be flexible and innovative in how we do it, find the most efficient ways to do things. Most of our farms are now set up with solid set irrigation. So we have that, and at times we have the drip irrigation set up in the solid set as well. We've found that we can get very good yields with the same amount of water or less water. We have water savings. If you just consider that we're not watering the wheel rows, that's 25% of the paddock that we're not using. In the middle of summer, when you've got only a very restricted amount, there's a lot of water. And because it's right there in the root zone of the plant, we can get really good yields out of that bit of water saving. We also see from the drip tape reduced disease pressure and particularly in the lettuce, we're getting yield from the plant, but we're not throwing any of the plants away either. So instead of getting an 80% yield, we might be getting a 95% yield. So we've seen that as well. You know, I think the industry has always been quite adaptive. There's been a lot of challenges over time and the industry, as you can see, has been very successful.